Hi, I'm Mike Baker. Today we're going to go over the setup and installation of the MTI TC cabinets. The TC100A, the TC100B, the TC100C, the TC100D, and the TC75. For the installation, you'll need a utility knife and a Phillips head screwdriver. To remove the pallet, first cut off the straps and remove the box from the top. The next step is to remove the shrink wrap. Remember to pull away from the box and the cabinet when you're cutting as to not damage the product. Depending on what you ordered with your cabinet, remove the boxes from the top. Next, remove the bubble wrap and white foam from the top of the cabinet. Next, remove the straps from the cabinet. To do so, pull out on the straps and cut away from you and the cabinet. Remember, do not cut the straps on the countertop. And now we're ready to remove the cabinet from the pallet. To remove the cabinet from the pallet, avoid using the back wall. Rather use the base or the countertop to pull, slide it till it's about third way over, and use its weight to come down the ground. And then on the wheels, you can pull it back and drop it down. Now we're ready to install the components of the cabinet. The first thing we want to do is remove the bottom drawer. To do so, simply pull the drawer out all the way till it stops. Lift up and over the slide bearings. You can also remove the other two drawers to get better access to the pump area. To get access, simply open the two doors. The first thing you want to do is push the power cord out the back hole. First, we have the electrical shield that houses the electrical box. Then we have brackets for the vacuum pump and the pressure pump as indicated. We have a pressure hose, a vacuum hose, and a vacuum canister. First thing we need to do is to remove the electrical shield with the two screws. Now that the shield is removed, we can see the electrical box with each labeled outlet. We're now at the point where we're ready to install our pressure and vacuum pumps. You can tell the difference because they do have labels, but also the pressure pump has a quick disconnect fitting, and the vacuum pump has a flexible tubing with an ULPA filter attached. Refer to the user manual for additional information on the ULPA filter. First, install the pressure pump. Place the pressure pump over the guides with the brass fitting towards the front of the cabinet, and plug the pump into the outlet labeled pressure. To install the vacuum pump, first, insert the muffler and screw on clockwise. Next, place a vacuum pump where it's labeled vacuum and use the guides to place the feet in the correct location. Make sure that you have the flexible tube facing to the right. Next, plug in the pump in the outlet labeled vacuum. On the inside of the cabinet, you'll notice there are three hoses: the braided pressure hose, the vacuum hose, and the patient hose. To install the pressure hose, pull back on the fitting, slide it over until it clicks. Next, plug the vacuum hose onto the canister where it says vacuum in the middle, and the patient hose on the hole labeled patient, and make sure that tandem holes are covered. Once the pumps are installed, be sure to go back and replace the electrical shield. At this point, we can shut the doors and replace the drawers. On the front of the cabinet is a control panel. To check that the vacuum is working, switch it to vacuum, and you'll notice there's a suction on the vacuum. And then turn to pressure, and you'll notice there's air coming out of pressure. The auxiliary switch is for things like light sources and mirror warmers. All cabinet configurations are different. The most common is to have two canisters, two bottles, and two otoscope heads. Whether they're in the countertop or above on the canister tower, install the canisters in the provided holes and the bottles in the provided holes. Then to install the otoscope heads, simply grab the handle, push down, and twist. If you have any additional accessories not shown in this video, please refer to your user manual for additional information. If you have any technical support questions, please contact us at 801-875-4990 or email us at technical.support@mti.net.